All right, let's get this Friday going. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon for another broadcast here on 412 Productions. See a lot of our friends already popping on into the chat. So let's get started the way we always do. A little pre-show roll call. Pop on in there, say hello wherever you're watching. We'll give as many shout outs as we can before we officially kick this thing off here at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Should be a good show today. I think Maxon on from Rise of Tire is going to join the panel, and we should have the OG crew. And we'll see how we decide to go about covering a bunch of stuff. But I've got a bunch of tabs opened up, plenty of different topics and things we can get into. So let's wrap up this week. Have some fun, huh? All right, Qoy, Silbor, good to see you guys over in the mosh pit on D Live. Shout out to Joe Elaine, modding the chat over there on Rumble, and we got good early Rumble numbers today. Hit that thumbs up, guys, if you don't mind. All of you guys watching over there, and of course, Pill.net, the comfy bunker, the best place to watch and the only place to watch hour number 2 of the broadcast. So find your way over in there and give us a follow. If you're watching on Pilled, hit that red pill button and repost the show as you file on in here. Floyd in there first and dropping a Fajita Friday cookie. Thank you, Floyd. Good to see you, buddy. HL Paco, D Richard. There's Joe Elaine doing her mod thing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. And Joe, I hope everything's getting better. I saw your comment there about the infection and the fever. So prayers to you and hopefully a quick recovery. Lightspear, Lance, Patriot 714. What's up, guys? Good to be with you both. I hope everyone's having a good day. Barb Robbins, our Herald, Facts Not Fear. Good to see you guys as well. Truth Teller 101, Space Cookie, Left MD. What's up, guys? Range Pony. What's up, Range Pony? Good to see ya. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Don Ritchie, 17. Hey, what's up, Awake Russell? Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Glenna Riggleman in the house. Floyd with a Friday 3-day weekend cookie. Oh, yeah? You got a 3-day weekend? That's awesome. Nothing quite like a long weekend. I could use a long weekend about now. Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go. We got Monkey Toes 71. Pat McFly. Boys Blanc hooking us up with a cookie. Great to see you, Boys Blanc. And let's see. Dixie with a can. What's up, Dixie? Thank you. Cheers. You saw it here. Welcome. Is that everybody? Pinata is still alive, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, he's got nice numbers over there too. So we'll look forward to the raid and him joining the show when he is done. But I just saw the clock flip to 4 p.m. So let's get this thing started. What's up, Dangleberry? Good to see you. All right, guys, we'll roll the intro and we'll be right back. Too quick, I see you.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong, stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult hero is the power that's controlling the plight. But throw the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replacing with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops, now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adol Nero. It is October 18th, 2024. And right now, riding shotgun with me is Mr. Tennessee Homesteader. What's up, TN? Happy Friday, buddy.
It is Friday, huh? Wow. What a heck of a week. Nothing went on. I mean, it was really dull. There were no multiple interviews. There's no crash and burn from Kamala. Trump wasn't all over the damn place today. I mean, all over the damn place. Right?
Yeah.
And the best is yet to come. I think we're going to be in a frenzy by the time October 27th comes around because of the Madison Square Garden event, not because of the date from a Red October perspective, although, of course, that in my mind, that plays into it. But needless to say, we're going to cover it. Everything here is same old, same old. It's beautiful today, nice and crisp outside, but beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky for the past 2 days.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous here in Western PA as well. 65, blue skies, t-shirt weather. One of these rare final t-shirt days before all the bullshit.
Before it's parka weather.
I hate the winters so much. I'm just on days like this, it's like bittersweet because I enjoy it so much, but I know that not going to be many more of them coming. So it's kind of.
I love the winter on the other side of the window.
No, I hate it. I hate shipping ice off my windshield. I hate having to bundle up. I hate
that's what I mean, on the other side of the window.
Yeah.
As long as it's up there, I'm good with it.
Even inside, I hate the forced heat and the forced air heat dries out my skin. Just there's the winter has absolutely beyond Christmas and the holidays and seeing family and getting everyone together. Beyond that, the winter has zero redeeming qualities in my eyes. Absolutely zero. But that's just my personal opinion. I hate the cold. I'm a desert people, I thrive in that heavy sunlight and that dry extreme heat.
So the natural question then is, why the hell are you still in PA?
Family,
why Arizona?
Family and friends, man. That's it. If I didn't have if my brother and my parents and his family and All my best friends weren't, within driving distance. Trust me, I'd have been gone a long time ago. But
Well,
those
then,
things
as
all
the
outweigh
saying
my.
goes, is suck it up, Mary.
No, I'm sucking it up. I mean, I'm here. Anyways, yeah, it's great to have you aboard, and we've got no insects as our hero. I guess that might be one redeeming quality. All right, when you're right, you're right. All right, let's get Pinata in here. We got lots to get to today. Pinata, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing today?
Good, good, good. How's the media been handling the last few days of Kamala collapse?
They're going back to Donald Trump was an existential threat. That actually part of it is that they're saying that let me see if I can find the right thing. Well, they
No.
They are saying, I understand MAGA as an epidemic disease infecting many through what I call brain flaws. It's not their fault. There are many brain pathways for copying and following others in the cortex, dopamine system, and pain centers to motivate conformity and violence. This is a movement of violence. Violence is a disease, and specifically a contagious disease. The disease spreads through these brain processes. The MAGA movement is a dangerous and lethal syndrome of what I describe as authoritarian violence disorder. Donald Trump is a massive superspreader. The contagion and the moral disengagement it causes provokes cruelty and obedience. This is accelerated by the effects of constant lies. Streams of lies are not just lies to be fact checked, but an accelerant that impacts people's brains, causing moral disengagement, allowing people to abandon their own decision making and obey. Now, if I replace that
Who
with
said that? Who said that? Wait, who
if
said
no,
that?
some guy,
It wasn't. It wasn't Oberman, was it?
no, but
Oh, okay. No, I just wondered.
this is from Dr. Gary Slutkin, and
Yeah, some
he's an
psychobabble.
epidemiologist from the World Health Organization.
An epidemiologist speaking about the mental condition of somebody.
Uh,
Last time I remember, let's see, I'm not a scientist here, but an epidemiologist is related to the epidermis, not the hippocampus.
yeah, well, this these the point being is that completely describes the the Democrat or the Uniparty, whatever you want to say.
The simple point is, who name all the violence that has occurred since Trump walked down the escalator, all of it.
We had one bad afternoon on January 6th, mostly due to agent provocateurs and
Yeah, but even let's assume that that was the case. Let's assume that there was people reacting to Trump's leadership. Let's assume that. Okay, so what about all the other, like burning of Washington D.C. and with Floyd, or the Minneapolis, or
Portland or
Portland,
Seattle
or
or
Seattle?
Chicago or Atlanta or
Exactly, exactly,
that
exactly. Let alone
those
let's see, the shootings that have occurred, the mass shooters that, except for this whack job that they kind of put up, and the guy that in in PA there, right? And then the guy that allegedly assassinated the mobster, calling it Trump. Let's see, if I remember correctly, the wife of Kelly was shot by a whack job Democrat. The
yeah.
guy in Denver, Colorado, the theater was a whack job Democrat. The the shooters in the schools were whack job Democrats.
The guy who shot Steve Scalise bought into the Russia
Yeah,
collusion, right?
right.
Like
Exactly.
but that whole thing was just a bunch of projection, talking about
Absolutely.
misinformation and the violence. I mean, they're just they as they always do, just projecting their own bullshit onto a movement that they don't want people to resonate with. And it's desperation time. That's the theme of the first half of today's show, is
Mhm.
the desperation. I'm going to go through a bunch of
Well,
things.
just real quick, I want to show you guys something. There's a new product that's out there. So I know it's the holiday season come upon us, and this might be a good gift idea for your liberal Democrat family members and their for their kids, right? So here you go. Here's a new product that's available if anyone thinks it might suit someone in their family.
Who needs personality when you can switch who you are at the push of a button?
Oh, hello, young lady. Quite a marvelous day, innit?
Why does she talk so weird? Let me play with her.
Well, hey there, little nugget. I'm gonna be the first black female president of the United States of America.
Man, this doll sucks.
Accent Switch Kamala can emulate any accent you like, as long as it grants her credibility.
A bonjour, tu aimes les croissants?
Merde américaine.
Guten Tag, Sie lieben ein Bratwurst? Ufta, 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 da.
Luke, I am your mother.
But wait, there's more. All new Accent Switch Kamala comes with 2 bags of campaign money, a blind eye for illegal immigration, and her own multi-laugh 3000 generator. Laugh in every way possible. Let Accent Switch Kamala turn your life into a complete circus.
When you give me more money, like Uncle Joey did.
Don't you wear a little mad? The money's coming.
I don't understand.
Oh, excuse me, honey.
I meant to say, the money is coming. I love ice cream, Kamala map.
It's Accent Switch Kamala and brand new Tampon Tim.
You know, my grandma always used to say,
Kamala Janu, please wash your hands so we can eat our chicken masama.
Oh my god.
Swish Kamala.
That was great. That's such a good one.
Where's the bindi? Optional.
What's up, Max? How you doing?
Wow, that was incredible. I'm doing good. Sorry I'm late. I was running back from the post office dropping off a bunch of Trump prayer candles that are going out to all of the amazing patriots. You guys are awesome. Thanks for grabbing those and supporting what we're doing through your, Rise purchases, through candles. 20 of them are gone. So we did 47 total. There's still time. If you want to get one before the election, don't wait, get it. Like there's only, 18 days till the election, which I can't believe I am saying. Like, do you guys remember when they inaugurated Biden and we were like, there's no way we're going to make it to 2024. And of course we were saying that, like, what does that mean? But here we are. It keeps freaking me out. Like we're actually going to have election day. Like it's so close. It's really coming. I can't imagine anything else. Like, Rise and I were talking, not even our wedding did we look forward to for 4 years. Like we only knew each other for a year and a half and like then we were married. Like it was not 4 years. That's for sure. All of this is just surreal and couldn't be going better. And I can't wait to go over. If you said the theme is desperation, I'm excited for that. So I'll see what we got to wrap up this crazy week, 18 days before the election.
18 days. Yeah, I'm excited too. You're right. It doesn't feel like that long ago. It feels like yesterday and a million years ago at the same time. The inauguration of Joe Biden. But let's go ahead and take care of our sponsor today, which is earthgardenbotanicals.com. Located up in Montana, run by our good friend Jolene. She is a herbalist and a health coach. She makes these wellness products out there. The ingredients for them are locally and organically sourced. Everything here is very high quality, and you'll realize that the second you get them into your hands, how much loving care goes into each one of these products. The CBD oil tinctures are amazing. They taste great. They work great. The flavors like orange ginger bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, peppermint cherry, all fantastic. Something for everybody there. They've also got CBD oil for pets and this arnica salve. It's a topical cream for your sore joints and muscles. You can get that with or without CBD infused. Check out the fire cider. It's really good for clearing your sinuses. Elderberry tonic to boost your immune system. Very important this time of year. If you need a good detox, check out the white pine needle extract or the sunshine and pine needle tea. And then there's a ton of other great stuff too, including the critter juice, the all-natural insect repellent, great for keeping the bugs and mosquitoes off you. It doesn't smell bad or feel oily or gross on your skin. It's a wonderful product. Everything here is wonderful. I never go through all of them just for time's sake, but I'm telling you, if you go to the website and check it out, you'll find all the products I've mentioned and many more. If you have questions, just reach out through the website to Jolene. She loves you guys. She's always happy to answer any of your questions. And our promo code there is 412 at checkout. Promo code 412 at checkout gets you 10% off your order. So hit up earthgardenbotanicals.com, load up that cart, say hi to Jolene, and a big thank you as always to you guys out there who continue to support our sponsors of this channel. Guys, hit that red pill button on Pilled. Repost the show wherever you're watching. Please just share the link out there too. If you're on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, make sure you retweet it. You know, the show goes out to Twitter every day as well when I go live, and retweeting that really helps too, because if people find the show there, and then they also, you know, a lot of them will come and jump into pill.net over time as well. So just it helps everything downstream. So Twitter is a very important battlefield right now, and I'd appreciate you guys that are on there, you know, just getting in the habit of retweeting the Twitter post, whether it's the one Pill does or Patriot 714 tweets us out every day, or just the show itself, because that auto tweets when we go live. You know, the live stream goes out there. So really appreciate all you guys who take the minute and do that. All right. Like I said, today we're going to talk about establishment panic in the first half. There's a
Panic?
lot.
What panic? There's no panic. What are you talking about? There's no panic. Our candidate is absolutely perfect. What are you talking about? She's up in all the polls. What are you talking about?
She's not even up in the left-leaning poll anymore.
No.
Like, that's what's killing me right now.
You know what?
Are you on drugs?
You know what? You
Go ahead.
guys need to see this. This is you need to see this. This is the type of cope that these people are operating on. I really think this will lead into what you're going to do.
Did you say hope or coke?
Cope.
Oh, cope. Got it. Sorry.
Is losing. Trump is losing. I know it doesn't feel like that as X amps up the pro-Trump content and floods the zone with hateful bots, when anything political is squashed on Instagram and Facebook and pro-democracy content is mass reported on TikTok. I know you can feel crazy watching the mainstream media hedge their bets and double down on the both sides ridiculousness, while one party is referring to people as scum who will slit your throat and justifying the use of the military against the American people, and the other side is talking about protecting access to healthcare and helping people buy their first home. But the truth is, he is losing. What the Trump team is trying to do is give us the illusion of winning. So when he does lose, they can claim the election was rigged. It's a strategy, but it is not reality. Every week, the Republicans are dropping dozens of their own hand-picked polls into battleground states to move the polling average and make it look as though they're on the top. For every Democratic poll, the Republicans have about 20. So it almost always looks like Trump's in the lead when he's not. They are funding these hand-picked polls to fuel an illusion. It's very clever, but like much of what we see online these days, it's fake. Let's be clear. Of the last 15 general election polls released in Pennsylvania, 12 of them are affiliated with right-wing GOP groups. The Republicans are literally flooding battleground states with these polls, dropping 27 in the first week of October alone. They are using new groups like Polymarket and social media sites like X to just try and rewrite reality. It is an extension of the big lie to tell people Trump is so far ahead that when he loses, they can say, look, how is that possible? The polls, the rallies, the Democrats are clearly cheating. But the truth is, the Republicans are being outraised and outspent across the country at ridiculous levels. The Trump campaign is practically out of money, and they've left their ground game to inexperienced loyalists who have no idea what they're doing. They are not running a campaign in swing states trying to earn new voters. They are putting on rallies to get photo ops to use to challenge the results.
Are you getting the projection yet?
That's why they're saying things like Trump had 100,000 people at this event when the ticket count
Trump for Harris.
Exactly. This is total just absolute.
Well, no, and what's so stupid about what she's saying too is all of these left-leaning polls that typically favor Democrats. What they're doing, like they see the trend, and Rich Barris has been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. I really, guys, go if you want to really understand the industry and what's happening and the trends. Go follow the People's Pundit on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, wherever you want. Rich's live stream right now, especially like at this point in the election, is a must watch if you care about data and you really want to understand how things are trending. But here's what's happening and why she's saying that right now. because you have these establishment or left-leaning polls, whatever you want to call it. They're doing their final polls in the first week or so of October because they see the trend moving towards Trump, and they don't want to put out closer to the election that Trump is up in their polls. So what they're doing is they're releasing their finals right as, Hillary, or not Hillary, might as well be Hillary, but right as Kamala is holding on to a tiny lead, right? So they see Harris +2 in the popular, but in the overall national vote right now, and then like, all right, that's our final poll. But if you look at what they were polling in early September or right after, she first performed the coup and was placed into the role, it was Harris +6, Harris +7. So they've had this steady trend towards Trump, and and if you look at previous elections, they were doing their final polls the 1st of November. So they see what's happening. They don't want to feed into the narrative that Donald Trump is winning. So they've stopped polling. They've simply stopped polling. So yes, the only people out there that are still dropping polls are more independent operations that don't have an allegiance to the establishment and aren't being paid to generate a narrative that favors the establishment or the left. They're the same thing in my eyes. But the point is that so when she's talking about the ratio of polls that are funded or supported or affiliated, which again, like she would say Rich Barris is affiliated, with the right wing, which is absolute utter nonsense. Rich Barris is as down the middle as you get. Same with Rasmussen and many of these other ones she's referring to. But when she says that and she's talking about the ratio of polling, that's because all of the ones that typically oversample certain demographics to put together, they can't even fake it to give Harris a lead anymore. So they're stopping early, and that's what's happening. So not only is the cope hard, but the entire premise behind what she's saying is based on absolute utter nonsense and a complete ignorance of what the very companies that she wants to have more share of the conversation, they're the ones taking themselves out of it because they know, and they don't want to be wrong, and they also don't want to feed into Trump's momentum. So they're just stopping a month earlier than they ever have in the past. It's pathetic, it's corrupt, it's dishonest,
it's manipulative, but it's campaigns, right? The interesting thing is going back to this woman that she was saying, think of the psychology that they're trying to project. And remember how we're saying, hey, the red wave, don't talk about the red wave. You get out and do the vote, get out and do the vote. That's not what she's saying. She's saying, relax, not a problem. We're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she's essentially saying, don't vote.
Yeah, she's suppressing their own side.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it. And in the flip, the boomerang aspect of it is what she's doing is that psychology aspect of complacency.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of
or worse.
gaslighting.
It's so deranged, like that. The layers of false reality that whole rant, and you can always tell the crazy eyes because damn, she was like oh my god, like she was really scary.
She's one of the craziest.
But the level of derangement that you have to go down, you can peel away that she's the kind of person that will say like the New York Times poll or the CBS whatever, like all of this, like all of that is real news, is real polls, is trustworthy authoritative sources, these like govern me harder daddy, trust the experts, trust the science types, that every single thing that's been told to them is going to hurt so hard when they step on the rakes that keep hitting them in the face. I mean, if there's anything left in there to feel the pain.
But she's one of the Midas touch people.
So I don't know who she is. I'm sorry that you listen to her or know
what I mean
who she is.
What I mean is that she knows what she's doing. She's literally a political operative. She knows what she's doing.
So she's not all right.
There was an interesting comment in chat that I forgot who did it, but let's be clear about this. That is not only an Obama, remember? It says, let me be clear about this. That was Obama. Harris says the similar thing. Let's be clear about this.
So did Biden. That was Biden's tell that he was about to lie every time. Let me be clear.
Right. But what I'm saying is this woman used that tagline. Now, it's not unique to these, but it's kind of funny that it's the same tagline that these people are saying. So the question is, did she get a script?
Yes, something like that, yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
It was
That and they all
She's
speak the
up
same
there.
language.
She's up there with like your Weissmans and other people. Like these people are like, they get the they get the talking.
They're 4 a.m. talking points, so to speak, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's it's just like the 4 a.m. talking point, and the fact that all the media was basically using the word testy for the debate with the debate, not the debate. Sorry, the interview with on Fox. So it was testy. All of them, NPR, CBS, NBC, all of them used the word testy. So.
Yeah. You would think with the multi-trillion-dollar industry that is the mainstream media conglomerate of those 6 major companies that own pretty much everything that you hear and see through establishment sources, you would think that with all that money, someone would buy these people a fucking thesaurus so that they could use like maybe 2 synonyms like to say the same thing. I mean,
Right.
but
You
here's the
use
thing
this
about
one,
it.
you
Here's the
use
thing,
that
here's the
one.
thing about it. Is they think so fucking little of their viewers, like their children, that all they have to do is pick a word or like a little quip or saying and then repeat it.
Pander.
And pander. Yeah, the big lie, right? Like they come up with these little slogans like politicians, but they do it across the media, and then the Democrat Party picks it up, and it's just this homogenous, like brainwashing, hypnotic thing that they try to do to the public, where they just beat these 2 or 3 words into your head, and it's very obvious. So,
and if they're the wrong ones, they'll market test it, and then they'll gaslight and say, no, we didn't mean that, we meant this.
Yeah, but when we say that the media is colluding and corrupt and centrally controlled, we're the crazy ones, despite the fact that, I mean, you could literally hop channel to channel and you could hear the same cadence, the same phrasing, the same exact script across many networks. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Did you guys see that the Kamala Harris campaign, they were so mad at that I'm a man thing that they made their own, and because then they were actually complaining that there wasn't diverse enough. Have you guys seen this thing yet?
No,
I don't know. I played a parody of it that had Alex Stein in it yesterday.
Yeah, there's no, seriously, they made a new one. They were so mad that it wasn't inclusive that they made a new one. I don't know if you guys have seen this one yet.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a macho man.
I'm a macho man.
I like ribeye steaks. I lift barbell weights.
I can fit an entire can of Foster's in my mouth.
Anyways, you think I'm afraid to get my hands dirty?
You think I'm afraid of bears?
Bears.
Grrr. I'll tell you another thing I'm sure as shit not afraid of. Women. All of my besties are women.
I mean, everyone in my book club is a woman.
Last year, I did a wine tour in Tuscany with women.
I'm physically attracted exclusively to women.
Ew, gross.
A woman wants to be president? Well, I'm man enough to give her my full-throated support.
You already had me at full-throated.
Because I'm man enough to raw dog a flight.
I'm man enough to raw dog an
Because I'm man enough to support women. I'm sick of so-called men dominating, controlling, and belittling women.
That's what I'm here for. Hound me like a chicken breast.
I'm man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women. You know, I'm not actually sure anyone wants to do that.
Put on a scary clown mask and tell me I ain't
Because I love women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Is that Alex Stein?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we played this yesterday on Overtime.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you see that Grinnell has been retruthing? There's a movement within the gay community that is, the tagline is, I'm gay, not stupid. and Grinnell is putting out retruthing videos and little things from that community with that tagline.
I saw that on a bumper sticker nearby. Like, I don't know, somewhere lately I saw that and I was like, in real life, not on the internet. I was like, yeah, that's awesome, because they had that sticker and then a Trump sticker. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, they're Trump supporters because I'm voting for Trump. I'm gay, not stupid. That's the tagline. Yeah, check out Grinnell's Truth. I think it was Truth. It might have been Twitter too. His timelines, whatever. And then he put out the one of Tim Walz, and it's a montage of his entrances to different events, and it's done to one of the popular gay disco songs. I can't remember which one it was, but Grinnell retweets it saying it's raining men.
Oh, Adel, I don't know if you have clips from Trump's zingers at the dinner. Do you have those? Okay, good, because there's one specifically about.
We're gonna do that cover that more of that in the second half of the show today. Like I said, the first half I wanted to get to some of this stuff around the panic happening on the Democrat side. And I'll start with this right here. This is unbelievable. Bob Casey, running for Senate in Pennsylvania, has put out an ad where he is attaching himself to Donald Trump.
Casey bucked Biden to protect fracking, and he sided with Trump to end NAFTA and put tariffs on China to stop them from cheating.
I mean, this is.
Well, why not? Hey, when your party leader is usurping the agenda of the other guy,
Yeah, no, this is. I mean, you have to understand how catastrophically bad Kamala Harris is doing in Pennsylvania right now. For Bob Casey to run an ad, and if you see the whole ad, he doesn't mention Kamala once. He distances himself from Joe Biden, and he's campaigning as if he's like on the same page as Donald Trump right now. I really want you guys to take that in for a second. If their internal poll numbers were even halfway decent, you would never see an ad like this. This is something like you might see from Joe Manchin in West Virginia, or you might see from John Tester up in Montana, more reliably red states that, somehow have managed to keep a Democrat senator for a period of time. You even would probably see some of this maybe in a place like Arizona a while back when they were trying to, turn that state more blue. But in Pennsylvania, this is unheard of to see something like this. And what that says to me is McCormick, who I'm no Dave McCormick fan. I'm going to vote for him because, I want Trump to have as many Republican senators on his side as possible. But I thought he was a shit choice when he was running against Dr. Oz back in 2022. I still think he's a shit choice now, if I'm being completely honest. But he's going to be better than freaking Casey. So anyway, McCormick's making up major ground in Pennsylvania. And what cracks me up is the whole reason that they stepped away from Biden and they performed the coup was because they were afraid he was going to be a drag on the rest of the down ballot ticket. Well, here we are, 18 days away from the election, and Kamala Harris is hanking the entire ticket. You can see it in Senate races across the country. Republicans are surging right now at the perfect time. You see it in Ohio, you see it in Wisconsin, you see it in Michigan, now in Pennsylvania. Kerry Lake is storming back big time over the past few weeks. The momentum is at the back of the Republican Party. They are winning on every major issue except for abortion, and they are continuing to make massive inroads with demographics and populations that have otherwise buried them in the past. You're talking about union voters, Black voters, Latino voters, even women voters are starting to shift. I saw Polymarket just posted something that Trump now has like a 50, like 1 or 2% chance of winning the white women vote. I mean, what's left for Kamala Harris at this point? And that is going to have a major effect all the way down the ballot, to the point where you have Bob Casey running an ad showing Donald Trump in a favorable light. That is a knife right between the shoulder blades of Kamala Harris, him running that ad. Again, it's when Tien said at the beginning of the show that they're not going to be able to cheat their way out of this. This is a great sign. When you see stuff like this, they're basically giving up on Kamala Harris. She needs Pennsylvania. And when Casey's jumping off board and running an ad like this, that means he doesn't think that there is any chance that she is going to win the state. Their internal poll numbers must be absolutely abysmal. They could see the early return on votes. They could see the requested ballots going out. They know that they are in deep, deep shit right now, at least in the Keystone State. But if you look across the Rust Belt and much of the Sun Belt, it's a similar story. So that's exhibit number one of Democrat panic. Do you guys want to say anything about the ad before I move on to the next thing?
Yeah, I mean, you're right in what you're saying, and now because that's unheard of, period, generally speaking, let alone in a habitually blue state, right? And let alone Casey, because he's not a novice. I mean, he's not a new guy on the scene, right? So the interesting thing is that now start putting some things into context. The video that Pinata showed, for one, and the narrative, right? The projection. But think of that video, and I know that we covered it last night on Belushi Show, but just anecdotally, that video of Obama and Biden's conversation at the Ethel Kennedy funeral. Now, put aside the humorous voiceover and stuff like that, there were some pretty decent lip readers. And no matter what they said, because you couldn't get really much of it, but what you can get is the body language of concern. Whatever it was that they were discussing was concerning. Well, and I think put it into context with the stuff that we're seeing, they were talking about it's not looking good in the election.
The New York Post had a lip reader come in, and what they said was that Biden said she's not as strong as me. Obama agreed, and then said we have time. And then today they announced that Obama and Michelle, or Big Mike, however you want to refer to that, are going to start campaigning with Kamala full time. So I think there you go. We have time, and then all of a sudden they're bringing in their quote unquote big guns.
Which basically means there's concern. And if he turns around and she comes off doing another one like, I've never been prouder than when you elected my husband, quote unquote, or he says, black men, you get behind her. They do any of that, they're already coming in on a deficit on that front.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what happened, right? Is that they sent Barack out there, and they're like, you know what? We need some more testosterone. So they're like, we got to get Big Mike out there.
Yeah, we need a bigger gun.
If we're going to try to reach these black men, we got to put a black man to try to convince them.
Well, importantly, the overwhelming response that I've been able to witness from Obama's appearance on this election season, the real world election season MTV special, is that it was insulting. It came off as out of touch. It came off as being get back in line, get back on the plantation. And if anything, I believe I saw numbers that with black men again, Trump's numbers went up as a result of that. So they are, especially after her ridiculous, whatever you call her performance with Brad Baer the other night, they are looking for any narrative path that they can point to justify a steal in any state, in any case, in any election. And they just can't manufacture one. They just can't. And this is what we're witnessing. And one more thing about that ridiculous woman that you shared earlier that's kind of in line with all of this is that they're saying things like, oh, Democrats are outspending Republicans and all these things. It's the only metric that they can point to on paper that is true, but you generally are spending like crazy if you're losing. Like, you don't need, I think, maybe not generally, but in this case, it seems like those who keep spending are trying to provide the fake illusion. They're trying to put the illusion that if all you see is Ruben Gallego in Arizona, you're going to think he's got momentum when he truly, absolutely doesn't. That's the one I am really worried about, a steal in that situation, but I don't think it's going to work, whatever it is, not in the long run. So,
well, the other thing about the spending, as you said, Max, is that if you look at it from the habitual Democrat perspective, is throwing money at it get you the result, is the result not what it gets, right? Yeah. So here they are pouring money, and you're right. You don't necessarily turn on the afterburners if you're winning.
And again, also when they say they're outraising, that is not a badge of honor in the way
No.
that they're doing it, because it's not like it's normal working class people sending in 20, 30 bucks at a time. They're going to their elite, political elite donor class, and they're getting giant checks written by, the oligarchy essentially. This isn't, and they're funneling it, illegally through things like Act Blue. Not to mention just the billions of dollars worth of in-kind donations that is the mainstream media running the campaign for them. 60 Minutes editing Kamala Harris to make her look better. They produced a 45-minute campaign ad. It went from an interview in news to a 45-minute campaign ad that they did on her behalf. That's an in-kind donation. If I did something like that, if I were to, I don't know, like I can't really think of a good example for myself personally, but Rich Barris had a good one where he said, like, if I offered to, do a poll in Pennsylvania for Donald Trump and didn't charge him, I would have federal charges and be indicted of a felony tomorrow. So what these people are doing is absolutely obscene. But anyway, going back to the comment about Barack and Michelle and how that hurt them with black males. Stephen A. Smith, listen to him talk about that.
Before I go any further, I want you to hear exactly what this man had to say.
I'm speaking to men directly. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. That's not acceptable.
Respectfully, President Obama, what you said is not acceptable. Is it possible that the only reason some black folks may not be inclined to vote, or they may be a bit disenchanted, or dare I say may even be willing to go as far as voting for Trump, is it possible that it's policy as opposed to misogyny, inflation, the cost of living, the price of gas, the price of groceries? That don't matter? Immigration and our borders, and this belief that there's an elevated level of sensitivity towards them, as opposed to black folks struggling, if not starving, in this country. Yes, that plays a role too. When the mayor of New York was talking about $53 million in prepaid credit cards for immigrants who came across our borders illegally and having prepaid credit cards for them. And I said, wait a minute, black folks been starving for years. We ain't get that.
You don't think they notice?
So again, it's
exactly.
It fell completely flat. It came off as condescending, demeaning, insulting, and it really had the exact opposite effect that I think that they thought it would. And I love it. I love it because it means to me that people in this country are so tired and so fed up with the race politics. They're so tired of being talked down to and expected to do something based on the way they look, the color of their skin, or their gender. It's wearing off. We went through this hyper polarized period where that shit really mattered to people, and people could be easily manipulated on that, and you could put somebody in that victimhood mind and mentality and shame them into doing something a certain way. But I think it's just done. It's over. And I think the last 4 years under this regime, and seeing just the absolute disdain and dismissiveness they have to those communities, you're not going to be able to shame them anymore. You're not going to be able to bully them into voting the way you want them to vote anymore, supporting the people you want them to support. At some point, survival kicks in, and you look around and you see that the people that I'm supposed to vote for are doing things that are against my interests, against my safety, against my financial well-being, and really against my moral and ethical compass in almost every which way. And the happy talk of them being the same race and color of me, and that being enough is done, is absolutely done. I think it's just completely burnt out at this point, and you're really seeing the beginnings of this, with young black men especially. Generational shift we're watching. I think young black men are the tip of the spear on this, and I think I think that the Democrats are in the process of losing a very, very key piece of their voter block, one that I don't see what they're going to replace it with, unless they are
Illegals.
successful. Yeah, well, unless they are successful in importing these voters, getting them registered, and getting that whole mission across the finish line within the next election cycle or two. This party is on its deathbed right now. Their ideas are
But
terrible.
even
The results are awful. People can see it, and their messaging, the flow of information has become too democratized. It's become too open. Things like X and I prefer Pill, but the success of Rumble and a lot of these other platforms they're just too easy to get around their narratives.
Then they've told us what they're going to do by telling us that the great replacement theory is white supremacist thinking. That sounds like what the white supremacists might say to hide their tracks because they're projecting.
Exactly.
And I think they also seeded both the that's a white supremacy like narrative to both like scare white people away from talking about it, but also to scare Black people or other, any minority American at all from talking about it, because the truth is they are replacing the minority communities first by taking like the work that I'm not going to say a Black job or whatever, but jobs that Black people were doing or Hispanic people that were American were doing. And also, not just that, like for jobs is one thing. And I kind of wish that Trump would sometimes talk about this. There's got to be some reason why he leaves it out every time. But the resources that they are just giving away now, I'm not really in favor of the state being like supporting your income, your school, your like every single thing, the welfare state, right? But those resources, like there are people who depend on them and they happen to be Black and live in inner cities and Hispanic and Latino and whatever else. Those are all being taken away. Like there's no, and they're given, like he just said, that the clip that you played, they're getting all this free money to pay for things because they're a weapon. They're people bombs being dropped specifically. And to use a term from the left, that this is disproportionately affecting minority communities.
See, I don't think Trump needs to talk about it because they're feeling it and they're seeing it. We've seen all kinds of different videos of the people complaining that their kids can't go to after school events because the school's being used for a dormitory, right? That kind of deal. And looking at the composite of the whole thing, look, Obama is not stupid. Neither is Bill Clinton. So for them to come out and say specifically that kind of statement from Obama and the other statement from Bill Clinton about the proper vetting, right? And then she blows it in the interview when Baird asked her for a number, right? All that. I'm looking at him going, this is almost comically circus. This is watching the clowns coming out of the Volkswagen, right? So I'm going, is this real? I mean, I'm saying, I don't mean in the general sense. I'm saying, is this a facade for something else? Because I'm looking at
an op.
Yeah, because I'm looking at
yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sorry. Even with CBS, think about this, and this is what I was thinking about earlier. From CBS, they put out the teaser for 60 Minutes with a long word salad. Then they turn around and change it to not just cut it out, use an answer from a totally different question as the answer to that one, when they just aired the teaser. Now, it's one thing to edit it and manipulate the video that you're going to show on air, but when it's 180% diametrically opposed to what you teased, there's something else going on. That's just way too much stupidity. If we look at Butler and think that the Secret Service, there's no way the guy could have gotten on the roof by just pure accident. Well, there's no way we're seeing what we're seeing by pure accident or by incompetence. It just doesn't make sense to me. To me, obviously, because it's like too many mistakes in one direction and one direction only.
Well, it's the war of attrition. I mean, it's only going to accelerate.
Yeah,
but that goes into the self-interest. I mean, think about what CNN's been doing recently. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, how they're having these people come on, and now there's a new one. There's like another guy that's been going kind of viral in a sense on posting on X with some of these bringing up things that they never would have brought up before.
So then the question is, are they handwriting on the wall?
Handwriting on the wall.
Move,
yes, I think so. Yes.
Well,
some of them, not all, but
yeah, it's possible, and I'm not disputing that because I'm sure there's a bit of that, or to what degree I don't know. I'm saying I'm sure there's some of that, but it's like that one CBS move in retrospect. It's like you don't. Let's put it this way: the boss of CBS is the people watching. You don't go to the boss and say, "Hey, here's a preliminary report of what I'm going to give you the full report." And then when you come back with the full report, it's not even close to the preliminary. That boss is going to say, "What the?" And that's what I'm saying here. I'm going, why would you do that purposely with such an easy, demonstrable?
You know what I think happened, Tien? They put that out there on Twitter. Because they live in such a bubble, these people. I swear to God, like they're so disconnected. These people that work and run these mainstream media companies, they are in such a bubble. And I think they're completely disconnected from what the public actually thinks, because they're just so fucking pompous. So they put that out there on Twitter. And on Twitter, they are exposed to the reaction of real people. And we had a field day with that clip before the interview even aired. We were laughing, we were mocking, memeing, making fun of it to the extent where they're like, holy shit, most voters aren't on Twitter. We need to change this before the entire country has this exact same reaction to this answer of our preferred candidate. So they went and completely pulled the e-brake on it and hoped that we just wouldn't notice. And of course we did. But that's
the point. It doesn't make sense, Adel, because if they reacted because we noticed, how could you not think that we would notice when you reacted?
I think, Tien, honestly, I think that they saw our reaction and they thought that, oh man, this is a bigger train wreck than we didn't even realize it was a train wreck. This is awful. We need to change it. And they did, knowing that most normies aren't on Twitter, aren't surfing and looking for these things, and that a lot of people would just see the edited thing and would be completely aloof of the entire controversy altogether. They made a decision that, yeah, this hurts our credibility. Yeah, this is going to get called out. It's going to cause some problems, but not as big of a problem that is if this answer goes out to our full viewership unedited. So
but then you do the same thing. Then you do the same thing to Johnson.
Well, I don't think they counted on Johnson actually filming his own end of it. I think they were.
Trump's been doing that. Trump did that with Leslie Stahl. So how could I mean?
Well, Mike Johnson's the milquetoast establishment aligned, rhino, just waiting, in my opinion, to do the wrong thing. So I think that they probably thought that he wouldn't cross them because they probably see him as a secret ally, and I think they were probably taken aback the fact that he did that. So credit to Mike Johnson. I gained a lot of respect for him for that. But up until this point, Mike Johnson has done the bidding of the deep state every step of the way. He's done absolutely nothing for the America First.
Right. But it's not my point. My point is not what Mike Johnson is doing or not doing. My point is the way that CBS is handling, because that's 3 strikes. The 60 Minutes and twice on Mike Johnson. That's 3 strikes. That's FCC level stuff.
I don't disagree.
They did do an official complaint too.
To the FCC,
asking for the full unredacted, unedited transcript and recordings and everything as an official complaint. I heard that today.
As long as they do the recording, I think the use of transcript is a mistake because they'll give you the transcript.
They want both to compare.
Exactly. You need the video, otherwise you can't. What justifies the transcript to be accurate if you're already modified the video once? But I understand what you're saying, Adel. As a whole, all of these things, either they have stupidity running the show in all these pockets, or there's something else going on.
I think it's a combination of hubris and stupidity. I think they're so disconnected and then they react. They put a preview of that out, and they see the reaction, and then they had a panic moment, like, we have to fix this before it goes out to our full viewership, and that's exactly what they did. As far as Mike Johnson goes, I mean, I think it's, they, instead of putting, that's just how they operate. Mike Johnson knew that and was smart enough to record it and call them out when he watched the show, probably, and saw that his answers were, edited out or edited down, and then chose to release it. Maybe especially after seeing the 60 Minutes thing, he kind of went in there planning to trap them in a way by going after sacred cows, like voter integrity. Guys, it's 4:56, so we're gonna have to pause here for a minute. We'll play a 30-second video on the other side. We're gonna go exclusively to pill.net for hour number 2. Those of you watching on Rumble, Twitter, CloudHub, DLive, Odyssey, please come join us over on pill.net in the comfy bunker. I'll put the link, as I always do, in the Rumble and DLive chats, but if you can't get to those for whatever reason, it is so easy to find us. Just go to pill.net in your browser, type it in, and you'll see us at 412 Productions there. Our thumbnail, if you're on mobiles, at the top of the screen, or if you're on desktop, on the left side of the screen. We're hard to miss, and you can easily pop on in and keep hanging out with us. We'll come back on the other side of our little 30-second break here. We'll read your gold pill chats, officially shut down the other platforms, and we'll continue on. Got tons more to get to here. I knew it was going to be an absolutely packed show, so we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@Pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
Come back. All right. As always, a big thank you to all of you out there who have jumped over from our other platforms to continue hanging with us over on pill.net. Those of you who won't be, we'll be back on Monday at 4 p.m. No Saturday morning chat this week. I'm going to be busy getting stuff moved over to the new place this weekend, and I'm hoping next weekend we'll do a Saturday morning chat. I'm going to reach out to M3 and see if he wants to join me. If he's not available, then we'll do calls and music like we normally do. But my plan is to do something a week from tomorrow. So you can mark that down. I want to get back to the Saturday mornings, especially now that the weather is turning and life is starting to slow down a tiny bit. I miss our Saturday mornings together. It's always such a fun way to kick off a weekend. So anyway, hop on over pill.net for hour number 2. If not, have an awesome Friday night and a wonderful weekend, and we'll look forward to catching up with you guys at 4 p.m. on Monday next week.